related to me or you're a man, this is not for you. Obviously, I'm just gonna throw a quick disclaimer. I'm of course not going to be graphically showing me trying this. For a little bit of backstory, I've been using a menstrual cup for about 2 years now, and it has been life-changing. I have not bought pads or tampons in 2 years. But with that said, there are some downsides to the menstrual cup. First off, it does rely on suction. If you're removing it incorrectly, you can have some health complications. You also can't use a menstrual cup if you have an IUD, which I personally don't, but that is definitely a downside. But I'm not gonna say for sure or not if the menstrual disc is okay with an IUD because I'm not 100% certain. I would definitely look into that. I also personally found the stem of a menstrual cup really uncomfortable, and I know you can cut it, but I feel like that would make removal a bit harder. Yeah, there are some other advantages to the menstrual disc. I'm gonna just pop that up. That is a perk, and unfortunately I have no way of testing that right now. Theoretically, it could be great. But now that all of that is out of the way, I'm going to try to get this in. Welcome to my bathroom. So as per instructions, I boiled it to fully sterilize it. This is what it looks like. It's actually a lot bigger than I expected. It does like fold a lot. It's a lot more like pliable than a menstrual cup. I feel like the menstrual cup, it's like a lot tougher. Like I thought it was gonna be a lot softer of a silicone like this is, but it definitely wasn't. Honestly, it didn't bother me or anything though, but I feel like this is gonna be so much better. Okay, I think we're good. Ooh, how much is too much information is my question. First, I will say it is honestly way easier and way faster to deal with the menstrual disc, to like put the menstrual disc in, than it is to put in the menstrual cup. I feel like with the menstrual cup, there's a lot more like punching and folding and twisting, lots more strategy. Whereas this, it's literally just like you fold it and you push it in. So it's pretty straightforward. I will say it feels similar to what I imagine putting a small plastic bag into. So a little bit weird, a little bit abnormal, but it's nothing bad. Yeah, I don't really feel it. So this is so weird talking about this online, but I feel like this information could like really help people, and I know that a lot of people are very curious about like reusable menstrual products. Yeah, I think that honestly between the menstrual disc and the menstrual cup and like reusable period underwear, like those inventions are like so helpful and so honestly like revolutionary. I would say we needed those products, and I think that it's a really great thing that now you can pretty much find them at like any grocery store and any drugstore, which is so cool. The one thing I will say, the menstrual discs are more expensive. This one I paid, I think it was like $60. It was like $50, but then like tax and shipping, so it was around like $60, which honestly I would say is pretty expensive, but it was just the one that I went with because it was the one that seemed best to me. But my menstrual cup, I got like the Diva cup, and it was, I want to say it was only like 30 or 40, so already that's like a little bit of a difference there. But yeah, I'm excited for this video. We have some things that we're gonna do to really put this thing to the test, and I hope that it can just like answer some questions for you guys and also for myself. So yeah. It is now day 2 and I'm very tired. I woke up at 11:30 this morning, which is the latest I've slept in actual years. I did, however, have the most amazing dream I have had in so long. I refuse to believe that that was just a dream. I experienced it and I want to go back. I'm just gonna pull up my little notes here. I did experience like minimal leaking, but it was totally like contained by the liner that I was wearing. But that, I found out, it was literally just because I needed to practice more. I hadn't like gotten it in quite the right spot. So once I figured that out, it was totally fine. Instead of going like on an upwards angle, like how you would with a tampon or a menstrual cup, you have to angle it down because it actually has to go like, if this is your cervix, it has to go in and then down so that it can kind of sit like this. But something that I didn't know and I didn't expect is that it does have the self-emptying feature, which sounds very concerning. And when I heard that that was a thing, I was very concerned, but it basically only happens when you go to the bathroom. Sometimes because of the way that your muscles are contracting, it will kind of squish the menstrual disc in and then it will pour out. This is like so graphic and I'm so aware that this is probably so weird, but if you're watching this video, you probably don't care. On to today's activity. I'm going to be going through my contortion stretching routine because I feel like that is just simply the best way to really put this thing to the test. I'm gonna get my mat out and we're gonna get started.
Oh, we're living in the present, but our mind is in the past. Not knowing what we'll lose, don't know what will last, yeah. The things you always dare to dream, oh, are not always what they seem. Close to total peace.
Okay, I just checked and there is nothing. There's literally nothing. I feel like if this menstrual disc can hold up to everything that I just did, I feel like it definitely passes any like activity test because that's kind of crazy. Like honestly, normally even with the menstrual cup, I would always have like a little bit of leaking when I trained, but this is honestly really surprising. Okay, it is day 3 and I just got back from the river and I was like, you know what? I feel like this is actually another very helpful test that I could put the menstrual disc to, and it passed. I had no issues at all. I had no leaking. I was wearing light colored shorts on the way there and yeah, literally had no issues at all. So this is looking pretty good. My period ended. Oh my god, I'm so relieved because I'm so done. But I will say this was actually a very positive experience. So my menstrual cup is now going to be the backup form of period care. I'm going to just solely use the menstrual disc because it's so much more comfortable. We're actually gonna start getting into some pros and cons. Pros, yeah, honestly, most comfortable option I've ever tried. I have tried pads, tampons, reusable period underwear, menstrual cup, and the menstrual disc now. And yeah, menstrual disc, 100% the most comfortable for me personally. I feel like it is just nice because you're not dealing with the feeling of the blood gushing or anything, and especially towards the end of my period, tampons can be really uncomfortable because there's just not as much blood to be absorbed, and that's where like the menstrual cup and the menstrual disc for me personally just are way better. Yeah, and also I really liked that this menstrual disc is pink and it's obviously like totally non-toxic and everything, but it is pink, and I feel like because of that it's not going to be prone to staining. And for me, like, even though it was clean, my menstrual cup, like, it is very stained, and that's something that's very normal, but I feel like the menstrual disc to me just feels a little bit more clean. And also with the menstrual disc you can have mess-free spicy time, which cannot attest to that, but it is supposedly a benefit. Yeah, and then as far as cons go, it definitely takes practice for insertion and removal. I feel like the first day I had to like mess around with it quite a bit just to make sure that it was in the right place, and it definitely takes practice, just like, you know, just dealing with it. But I feel like really any period product has that same issue, but literally by day 3 it was just as easy as anything else, and honestly I have no complaints. I really hope that this makes you consider switching to a reusable period product, whether that's a menstrual cup or a menstrual disc. I feel like these are just so revolutionary for our financial benefit and for the environment, and it's just really nice being able to go through a period and not feel like, oh my gosh, I'm creating so much waste. And yeah, it's comfortable, mess-free, like it's pretty freaking brilliant. Anyway, if you do have any questions for me, I can totally answer them, so leave your questions down below and I'll get back to you. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!